Hey guys, it's Christy the Homesteader Wannabe, and I haven't had a video for a while because my garden pretty much just stayed the same for a while, and then we got like a week of rain. Every day it rained. It wasn't a ton of rain, but it was rain every day with some sunshine, so everything just started exploding. Then we got the heat, and I'm still way behind most gardeners that I see because I had so many problems with germination and stuff, but it's starting to come on. I'm fairly confident that I will have some vegetables that I will be able to eat. So I want to just show you, so let's go. Okay, I have to completely redo this part of the garden tour because I filmed it with my phone facing wrong and I never could fix it where it was absolutely right. So first we're going to start out. These are, if you've seen my garden before, these are mirroring sides, which means I have a ground cherry, I have a butterfly pea, and an orange bell pepper. And on this side, I did change something. I had a Malabar spinach on each end. This end never germinated, the Malabar spinach didn't. So I had an extra one of the Seminole squashes, and I put it in there, and as you can see, it's growing well. There's some grass in the corner that I can't get right now, but it's going towards the cattle panel. And all my squashes, I'm hoping that they will grow up and over and into the grass if they need to, and not out into the garden. But as soon as I planted the Seminole squash, the Malabar spinach came up, so I put it right here where an acorn squash never did come in, and I put plenty of seeds in there and it never germinated. But I'll just go ahead and do this squash side. Wish my shadow wasn't in it, but it is. So this is a butternut squash. It's getting big. I need to clamp up the tendrils on this so they will go up the cattle panel. This is the Seminole squash, and this is, this is a honey nut squash. So they're doing really good. On this side, I have a crimson sweet watermelon that finally germinated after many tries. That is a sugar cube cantaloupe. This is a strawberry watermelon, and that is a Persian small personal size like cantaloupe. So I usually never start on that side, but since I had to show you this Seminole squash, I did. Over here is the mirror image up to the Malabar spinach on the end, which is different. The ground cherries are getting big. I hope to get ground cherries over, sometime this year. But I've seen other people's ground cherries, and mine are way behind. Okay, these two rows here are bush beans, Blue Lake bush beans. But this row, I have an eggplant here, but this was a stevia that never came in, so I put a bush bean in that hole. And these three are summer squash. This was a banana pepper that never came in, so I did put a bush bean in that also. Here is all my tomatoes. As you can see, they're way bigger than last time. I want this whole wall covered in tomatoes. It will protect the corn. As you can see, my corn came in from wind, I'm hoping. I'm not really going to go over which varieties these are until I harvest them. But I did have this come off of a, let me think here, Big Rainbow, and the second one on this Big Rainbow has it too. So if you know what that is, please let me know. Is it a bug or is it just some deformity? Here's the corn. It's looking very good. I'm so excited about it. I've never grown corn. And you know, I'm just hoping it stays upright. I may take some of those T-posts over and put them over here, and then put twine around just to keep them upright. Here's a jambalaya okra. Never grown okra before. This is a total learning experience this year. If you don't know what you're doing, maybe you will want to watch me fail and have winning moments as I learn what the crap I am doing. There's tomatoes all the way down to, this is my only cherry tomato in here. It's a sun gold. And these have been green for quite a while, so I'm really hoping they'll turn yellow soon. This is more tomatoes all the way to this tomato. This is a San Marzano. There's 2 in there. I had such a hard time germinating them that I just didn't have the heart to take the other San Marzano that grew beside of it out. And plus, it's a learning situation. I just like to see what happens. Here is my little area I talked about in my last video that I was going to put another cattle panel here, but I decided not to because this is just not a big garden. And so these pathways, I'm hoping they'll look like pathways when everything gets big. So that's what they're doing here. Plus they hold the fabric down. But on both ends, I have Valentine sunflowers. And these are Pride of Gibraltaras right here. They're like a purple gray. I did put grape poppies, dark grape poppies in here. I've planted them twice, no germination. So I'm just getting used to it. And those are 2 runner beans, Kentucky Wonders. So they will go up the pole and then flourish out. This is a plant someone gave me. The bees are enjoying. Over this way, I have, this is my other corn. And some are way smaller than others, as you can see. But I didn't want all my corn at the same time, but it was a germination issue is why. But I'm not hating it. I did take where I put multiple seeds in. There were some seeds that I had 2 plants in, and I took them out and placed them in other holes where nothing germinated. And I have some in the grow bags up on the porch, which you'll see in a minute, that I filmed the other day. I was in here filming this morning where I was cutting off things and tying up things, so I'll show that another time. There's the climbing zucchini. I am amazed. I have zucchini growing on them already. This is the only zucchini I have growing right now, or even summer squashes. And in this corner I have a Eagle Pass okra. So both corners have okra. Never grown it before. I'm very excited about it. I've had okra one time in my life. It was fried okra. It was very good. It must have made an impression because I've been wanting to grow okra ever since. In the middle row here, I have sunflowers, all different varieties. This one really is not looking good, so I put another sunflower seed in there this morning. And I just went ahead, this was a pepper that never came up, so I just went ahead and put a sunflower in there too, where I had to pack out here. But these are all my peppers, which I will go over what they are, just like I will the tomatoes as I'm harvesting. And then we're back to where the squash, the winter squash is. In my trellis, which I think is so beautiful. Everybody's trellises are beautiful. I love them. My husband actually spray painted these a matte black, which I think are pretty. Is Kentucky Wonder Beans. I need to thread this one. Make sure, most of them are going up no problem, as you can see. So that looks really good. This to me is super exciting. I love green beans on both sides. I'm going to go up front here so I can turn around and show you exactly what's going on. I put one set on the inside and one set on the outside because this trellis is, you know, even with the gate, but this side of the garden is actually bigger than this side, so I thought that might be like an illusion to make it look more evened out. And then I put the shepherd's hook there for the same reason. But everything's looking really good. And next year I do plan on putting more holes and, you know, making more room for growing, but I just wanted to see what it would do this year, and I also didn't want to overwhelm myself. And now we will go back to our regularly scheduled vlog that I was filming the other day when it was a much more cool day. Okay, behind the garden are the two, actually 3 beds that I worked on all last fall and all early spring this year. I have this cattle panel here because a deer keeps coming in here and eating, but she won't come in the other way. It's just very narrow. In here I don't want a lot of stuff because of my composters. I have hollyhocks in the front and weeds that, like I said, if I pull these early, I don't have a problem. And these 2 plants are yellow hibiscus. These 3 plants in the front are all hummingbird mint. There's a yellow hibiscus. Back there is right there is a sunflower and a sunflower. Now this did have a head on it, but the deer ate it. And then I think I said in the last video, I just came in here with a trowel and just put seeds in the ground because I didn't have time to really mess with it. And I wanted flowers in here, which I do have. That right there is a volunteer cherry tomato. I'm not sure what half of this stuff is, but I like the idea of being surprised. And I have a butterfly bush back there. This could be a weed or it could be something I planted. That is the bad part about just coming in here and not labeling anything. If it's a weed, I'm going to have problems because I'm letting it get big, but we'll see. I did label stuff back here that never grew, so that's why the labels are back there. Over here, I have a butterfly bush. I put lots of bush beans in here. I didn't want to waste the space. I have yarrow, very small, and yarrow. And then there was something else in with it because the seeds were so small and the 2 plants I planted close together, and so I'm not sure what that is yet. Those are volunteer cherry tomatoes back there. These are collards, and these are both Amish paste tomato. Up here, there's my friend Trooper. Hey, Troop. I have, in this little container, I have 2 bachelor's button, and I'm guessing that's a carrot. I have some weird things growing in weird spots. And lemon balm. In here, I also just threw stuff. I did put some of the extra corn in here, and it transplanted really well. These are carrots, of course, and back here is a beet. I think this is spinach that is bolting. I'm letting it. And back there is a cauliflower, or not a cauliflower, it's a cabbage that's just never going to make a head, which is fine. I need to pull it, but it is what it is. Here's some more of the corn. And this is a bush zucchini. Or either a bush zucchini or a bush cucumber. I have both, so I don't know for sure. I think it's the bush zucchini. And under here in this big pot, I did plant some more potatoes. I had such good luck with the potatoes. I pulled them all out, and I still have lots. And I don't know if there's anything funner than planting or pulling potatoes. In this big barrel, I have put chamomile. So I'm hoping that comes up because I would like to make some tea with the butterfly peas and the chamomile. Here's my big time lavender. It's doing so good, and as you know, I had so much problems with all my lavender in the front dying, and it gave me baby lavenders. I will show you. Here's one. Then the rest of them I have planted in pots and they're on my porch. But I also have another one down here I need to get. So where I pulled the potatoes out, now this is a this is an early fortune cucumber. This is a Marketmore cucumber. It just got where it can get up to the trellis. And these are mini bell peppers. They're very colorful in the picture, and they're coming up. I tried another habanada just to see. Still no germination. But I know they take longer. This is a straight 8 that can't reach the trellis yet. This is a sweet nut that never grew in the garden, but it's already came up over here, so that's good. Here's some straight eights and volunteer marigolds. Here's volunteer sunflowers. I just love them. I love them so much. And a deer did come in here and eat a lot of the leaves off, but they left the head, so I'm okay with that. So I have a Boston pickling cucumber here. Where I had the potatoes in here, these are all very, very small. I don't remember what this one is. They're all cucumbers though. Here's another cucumber coming up. I'm not sure what it is. Probably a straight 8. And here's a loofah that doesn't get very much sunlight. And there's some straight 8s. And then back here is the other volunteer lavender I need to get. And around, okay, the stevia is starting to come up. And I do have some chives coming in. I've never grown either of those. And these are the zinnias. There's 2 radishes, an eggplant that I don't guess it's coming in. I'm gonna have to plant something else there. This is a summer squash. Let me move my finger. This is a zucchini. All these other things are radishes. More zinnias. Here's another habanada. I don't know if, I guess I might be getting a habanada after I don't know how many seeds I've used. This is a Kentucky Wonder Bean, a straight 8 cucumber, and another Kentucky Wonder. Then in this bed I have a sunflower. The other end had a sunflower that was eaten by deer. That's a bush bean. I do not know. I think that's a radish. And this is a Marketmore cucumber, an eggplant that's actually coming up. I believe that's a climbing eggplant that I got. A radish. This has to be a bush bean. There's my new sunflower planted around here. I believe these are all zucchinis except for the radishes. Yes. This zucchini's looking yellow, but we have had rain in here, so I think it's just too much rain. Another zucchini and another bush bean. Okay, over here, I thought I'd show you that my husband's barn finally got put in down there. So he's got all his tractor stuff in there, and my garage, I can actually pull my car into it now. Okay, we'll just go right around the corner. This is a wildflower, but I'm not sure what it is. There is a lavender that's, you know, I didn't think it was going to make it, but it came back. And there's some more of that wildflower. I've been taking the seed pods off. You can hear the seeds in it when it dries, and just taking it to various places. There's Ernest over there hunting. Okay, here's a lavender that came back. It's the only one in this whole bed that came back. Here's a bunch of mushrooms. So in this row, I have like a row of 3 butterfly bushes with bachelor button in between. Up here, I believe these are snapdragons. 3 across. Then back there, that is came back from last year, hibiscus. There's my lilac bush. And there is, I think I know that's snapdragons, but I don't know what the big thing is in it. I know that can't be a snapdragon. It almost looks like lettuce. But I mean, I'm telling you, when I planted stuff, the little seeds just got everywhere. And there's a yellow hibiscus. Over here, I'm just kind of letting this be wild. This is a volunteer sunflower. volunteer sunflower, two more volunteer sunflowers. This is a milkweed I'm just letting go. These violas came back. They've been coming back for years, and this is the time. This is how big. I put a little piece in here last year. You have to be very careful with it if you don't want it to take over. In this bed over here, last year it was my favorite bed, and I will put a video insert in here so you can see how beautiful it was. I ran out of mulch, so I've got grass clippings in here. These are daylilies, just like the one over here in front of the transformer, but the deer ate them back, so I will be taking them out of here in the winter. So I put a yellow hibiscus, and then this is a comeback white lavender, and then there's some black-eyed Susans in here that I plan on doing more with this when I have time. I keep getting my finger here. My daylilies finally have bloomed. This is off kilter. You know what I think is hilarious? You put these signs that say welcome, but if somebody comes to my door without me knowing they're coming to my door, they're not too welcome. Okay, I think these are my favorite out of all the daylilies. They're beautiful. These are my husband's favorite. And this is all ground cover in here. This is the time, as I said, it overtakes. So you have to be careful. I'm going to take a bunch of this out of here in the fall or the winter or next spring and move it. But my daylilies are beautiful. Back here, my butterfly bush has gotten huge. It's the first plant I ever put in this garden. But the ground cover does do its job. I do not have to put mulch in here. But it's a little bit too much because now I can't even get in there to get like these weeds out. Those weeds. So you see the seeds on top. But we had a snake in there. Or not in there, but around. So I haven't done anything with that. And then we have these beautiful yellow snapdragons I can't see because of the time, but I'm okay with that. I know that bugs, like bad bugs, hate time and stuff, but this is another one of those red daylilies like in this garden over there, and I don't know if the deers ate this one or what, but it's not blooming. And then I have two of the same, kind of mirrored. That's like a theme with me. I don't even plan it, it just happens. All the ground cover. Here's one of the lilacs or lavenders I need to get out of here because they're dead. And then back there is a yellow daylily. I have to show you this plant. My mother-in-law gets me one of these plants every year, and I forget what it's called, so I'll write the name when I edit this. But it came with two colors I wasn't supposed to. I got a pink and a red, and then they climb. But here's some of those lavender volunteers that I received from my lavender plants back there. There's another one. So I'm very grateful for that. Hi, Ernest. What are you doing? You gonna get a bird? I don't think so. So here is too many black-eyed Susans. I'm going to have to thin them out. And here is a bush I thought was dead. It's a knockout rose. It's coming back. Here's a yarrow planted. And I have weeds I need to get in here. I think that was a sunflower, but my dog goes back through here. As you can see, it's trampled. And his favorite spot is under these steps when it's hot. These are yellow daylilies that always bloom last. They got a brown center. They're my least favorite of all the daylilies. Here's some weeds that are pretty. I just haven't had time to get in here. But there's some more of the yellow ones that's over in the other bed. Over here, I mean, this is just weed. But there's also some sunflowers planted in here. Another butterfly bush. And I just let these daisies grow. They're technically weeds, but the bugs, bees, and all the good stuff love them. And I think they're pretty, so I just let them grow. They're getting huge every year. The sunflower seeds, I planted sunflower seeds back along the back here, and then I have the gate material there to keep the cat out of it. This is hummingbird mint. It's doing great. There's another sunflower. And I love this rainbow butterfly bush. It's doing great. And there is a lavender right around the Rose of Sharon. I love the sky today. I just think that is just beautiful. We had so much smoke. I'll put a video in here, the smoke we had. I mean, it looked like foggy. You barely see the mountains over there. So this is I'm guessing it's a cherry, but because I had a cherry there last year. It was a volunteer tomato. Here is a cabbage, almost ready. It's a personal size cabbage. Here's some more of the rainbow butterfly bushes. There's 3. That is a Brandywine tomato plant I planted. A San Marzano tomato plant I planted. There's a yellow hibiscus. I hope I get a flower on them this year, but sometimes it just takes me to the second year to get stuff to, like, I mean, these butterfly bushes last year they never did get big. And now look at them, just taking off. But there's lavender. These lavenders did live, as you can see. I didn't have to transplant or anything. This one's getting, really eaten up by caterpillars, but this one's not as bad, so I'm just leaving this here so that they can come over here and eat one. This one is going to have a head on it, so I love cabbage. I'll be glad to eat it. Those are Amish pastes, and these are, I think, cherries. I had different tomatoes in here last year, but those are 2 volunteer tomato plants. I always leave some tomatoes on the ground and hope for volunteer tomato plants. It saves you so much work, and they're already so much farther along. There's my clematis. It looks like it's going to have more flowers on it. I'm trying to train it to go up and then go onto the railing. And there's my grandmother's lilac bush. And then we're just going to enjoy the sky for a moment, listen to the crows, and here we are right back at the garden. That is it for now. It's amazing to come out every day. There's something new to see every single day, and I'm just having so much fun. If I didn't get one vegetable, I'm learning a lot. I've said it before, I just really everything I've learned from other people, and still there's so much stuff I don't know. So this is, if you're wanting to watch somebody from the very beginning start, that's me, because I really don't, I have to do it to learn. That's how I learn. I'm not really loving the humidity. I'm not loving the frizz in the hair. I'm not loving the no-see-ums landing on me and biting me constantly. But I really am enjoying myself so much with the garden this year. The new garden just makes me very, very happy. If I had a garden without the weed fabric, I think I would be overwhelmed. So that's why I know myself enough to know that I need weed fabric, because I do not have the time, and I get very stressed out when there's 1,000 things you need to do, and there's nothing I hate more than pulling weeds. Okay, there's a few things I hate more than pulling weeds, but there's not a lot in the garden that I hate more than pulling weeds. But I am having a good time. I don't know a lot, but everything I have learned, I've learned from books or YouTube. And I was too young when my dad had a garden and my papa had a garden too. you know, understand anything. But I'm having a good time. I am learning so much, and every year I'll learn. I mean, I don't think you ever quit learning things about the garden, and if you ever think you did, then you're probably not being honest with yourself. But anyway, I am happy that I got to show you the garden today. I've wanted to do a little walk around for a while, but we had, like I said, the smoke was so bad here that when you walked outside, you got a headache immediately, and you had a burn in your nose and throat. It was, I don't know. We've had fires close to home before, but I've never seen anything like the smoke we got from the Canadian fires. But I did go out to the garden, but it was only for little snippets, and it was just for pleasure, not for working. So anyway, that's my garden this week. I cannot wait to harvest some things. I did harvest the rest of the potatoes. Like I said, it was fun. I had a lot of potatoes, and I've shared potatoes with my mom and dad. And I planted more potatoes, but I'll bring you back when I got time and when there's something to show you. Anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the tour. Have a great week and enjoy your gardening. Bye.